Welcome to Shop Strategy, where we dive deep into what really drives e-commerce success. Today, we're tackling a topic that's, well, it's both super tempting and surprisingly treacherous for Shopify store owners: discounting.
Yeah, it really is.
It's like this double-edged sword, isn't it? It promises that explosive growth, but it can also just silently slash your profits.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
The way you handle discounts is often a way more impactful and honestly riskier than most people probably realize.
And this deep dive from Shop Strategy is powered by Growth Suite. That's the Shopify app built to help you run smart, profitable discount campaigns. You can actually check it out for free on your own store right in the Shopify App Store.
Good tool for this stuff.
So let's jump in. Where do people often go wrong first? I think a really common one is just over discounting, right? Like everything's on sale all the time.
Exactly. We've been looking at this great article from the shopstrategy.com. Common discounting mistakes that hurt Shopify store profits. And yeah, that's one of the big ones that hits on right away. The allure of deep discounts. You see that immediate sales spike, and it feels amazing. Like, wow, I've cracked the code.
Right, like you found the magic button.
Yeah, but it can get addictive, you know?
Yeah.
And it masks this really dangerous reality where your profit margins are just quietly shrinking. And worse, you're basically training your customers to always expect a discount.
It's like that sugar rush for your sales numbers, isn't it?
Mhm.
Get the quick high, but then comes the crash. Profitability tanks, brand perception suffers.
Totally.
So how can you, as a store owner, tell if you're maybe getting a bit hooked on this? What are the warning signs, the red flags?
Well, one of the clearest signs is when your profit margins start going down, even while your sales volume is going up. That's a big one.
Okay, so selling more but making less on each sale.
Exactly. The volume just isn't making up for the hit on the margin. Another thing is watching your customer behavior change. Are they constantly asking, hey, when's the next sale?
Uh-huh.
Or are you seeing more carts abandoned when stuff's at full price? Maybe your email open rates only jump when the subject line screams, sale.
Ah, okay. So the customers are basically telling you they're waiting for the deal.
Precisely. They're getting conditioned. And maybe the most worrying sign is when you find it really genuinely hard to sell anything at full price.
Yeah.
When sale becomes the norm, not the special event, it just fundamentally changes how people see your brand. Your products start looking like commodities, you know. Price becomes the only thing that matters.
And that can just destroy years of hard work building up that brand image and perceived value.
It's amazing how fast it can happen, too. Building brand value, especially if you're selling something premium, takes ages.
Mm.
Consistent effort, right?
Yeah, years.
But over discounting, you can undo a lot of that work in just a few months.
Yeah.
You're essentially teaching people, hey, don't buy now, just wait.
Okay. Danger zone identified. Let's pivot. How can we drive sales without falling into this over-discounting trap? What are the smarter alternatives to just slashing prices?
Well, there are quite a few good strategies. Bundling is a really effective one.
Bundling, like putting related products together.
Exactly. Combine complementary items. So maybe you have a $30 face wash and a, say, $15 travel size moisturizer. Instead of discounting the face wash, you bundle them together for maybe $35.
Ah, okay. So the customer feels like they're getting a deal on the set.
Right. They perceive extra value, but you're preserving the margin on your main product much better than just doing a straight percentage off. And actually, Growth Suite is pretty good for setting up those kinds of bundled offers easily.
That makes a lot of sense. You're increasing the perceived value, not just dropping the price. What else works?
Tiered discounts are another strong one. They really encourage bigger orders.
Like spend more, save more.
Yep. Something like spend $100, get 10% off. Spend $200, get 15% off. It motivates people to add just one more item to hit that next level.
Okay.
The key, though, is making sure each tier is still profitable. You got to run the numbers.
Right. Profitability at every step.
And then there are loyalty rewards. Instead of discounting upfront, you reward repeat customers. They earn points for purchases, redeem them later for savings.
I like that. It builds loyalty without making every transaction discount-driven. Protects your pricing.
Exactly. It keeps customers coming back for the right reasons.
What about being more selective, like not discounting everything equally?
Absolutely essential.
Yeah.
You need to think about product-specific, minimum acceptable margins.
So knowing how much profit you need to make on each product.
Yes, that lets you be strategic. Maybe you can afford a deeper discount on product A because it has a really healthy margin, but product B, your low-margin item, maybe gets a tiny discount. Or maybe it's excluded from sales altogether.
Prevents those blanket discounts from killing your overall profit.
Precisely. And finally, don't underestimate limited time offers. flash sales.
Creating urgency.
Yeah, a 48-hour flash sale, maybe tied to a specific event or season, feels special. It drives action now without permanently saying your product is worth less.
Okay, lots of good alternatives there. So we're moving beyond just defaulting to a percentage off. Let's tackle the next big mistake. Ignoring profit margin analysis. I know I've heard that phrase, oh, let's just discount it and we'll make it up in volume. Sounds like that's risky.
It's incredibly risky if you don't truly know your numbers.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's surprising how many Shopify merchants don't have a completely clear picture of their full cost structure. They know the wholesale price, but that's often it.
Okay, so break it down for us. What costs do we really need to factor in before we even whisper the word discount?
Okay, so yeah, it's way beyond just what you paid your supplier. You've got your manufacturing or production costs, right? Then your Shopify platform fees, your subscription, your payment processing fees. Those add up.
Like the credit card fees?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Transaction costs like credit card fees,
Right.
maybe 2.9% plus 30 cents per transaction, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Seems small, but on a discounted item, it bites into that already lower margin.
Okay. What else?
Shipping and fulfillment, huge variable cost. Depends on weight, dimensions, destination. It could really fluctuate.
Right, and those are just the sort of direct costs of the product and getting it out the door. What about finding the customer in the first place?
Ah, yes. The crucial piece. Marketing and customer acquisition costs, CAC.
That 20% off coupon doesn't look so great if you spend a fortune on ads to get that click.
You nailed it. If you're already spending, say, 25% of your revenue on Facebook ads just to get that customer, and then you slap a 20% discount on top, your profit margin can vanish. Poof, gone.
Wow.
Or worse, you're actually losing money on the sale. And tracking this, the profitability of campaigns considering CAC is something Growth Suite's analytics can really help shed light on.
This really hammers home why knowing your numbers inside and out is just non-negotiable. So step one for being more margin aware with discounts.
You absolutely need to set clear profit thresholds before you launch anything. Do a break-even analysis for your products or categories.
So figure out the absolute lowest price you can sell for without losing money.
Exactly. That's your floor. But breaking even isn't the goal, right?
Mm.
You need profit. So also define your minimum acceptable margin during a promotion. Maybe it's 15%, maybe 20%, depends on your business. But set that number and stick to it.
And it's not just about the profit on this one sale, is it? Got to think longer term.
You have to. Your ROI calculations for discounts need to factor in customer lifetime value, or LTV.
Okay.
Maybe you make a tiny margin on that first discounted sale. But if your data shows those customers come back and buy again at full price multiple times, okay, maybe that initial low margin is acceptable.
But if you don't have that data, then you're just guessing. You're making potentially fatal assumptions about profitability.
So how do we put this into practice? How do we actually do margin-conscious discounting?
Product-specific strategies are key, like we touched on before. Maybe you discount item A, but people often buy it with high-margin item B. That complementary purchase helps the overall profitability of the order.
Okay, offsetting the discount.
Yeah. Or be bolder discounting your really high-margin products. If something has a 70% margin, it can handle a bigger discount and still be very profitable. But that low-margin item, be super cautious. Maybe exclude it or cap the discount really low. And how do we keep tabs on this while a sale is actually running? It seems like a lot to juggle.
You need good tools and analytics. Monitoring is crucial. Shopify reports are a start. They can help track campaign profitability in real time.
So you can adjust on the fly.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe extend a winner or cut a loser before it does too much damage. Some stores even implement real-time margin calculators to see the impact instantly.
Wow, okay.
And, maybe most importantly, post-campaign analysis. After every single promotion, dig into the numbers. Calculate the actual profit generated, not just revenue. Compare it to a normal period.
Learn from what worked and what didn't.
Yes. That data is gold for planning your next move. Growth Suite, by the way, provides pretty detailed analytics to help you really understand that true profit impact.
All right, margin awareness. Check. Now let's talk timing. Because even a perfectly priced margin-aware discount can flop if you launch it at the wrong time, right? Mistake number 3, poor discount planning and timing.
Oh, absolutely. In e-commerce, timing can be everything. A well-timed promo hitting a specific shopping moment. Huge results. The exact same offer launched during a dead period might barely break even.
So how do we get that timing right? It's not just Black Friday and Christmas, is it?
Definitely not. I mean, those are big, but they're also super competitive. Ad costs go through the roof.
Right.
Look for seasonal opportunities specific to your niche. Swimwear ramps up before summer hits. School supplies before September. Fitness gear often spikes in January. Find your seasons.
Okay, niche relevance.
And don't be afraid to create your own shopping moments, something relevant to your audience. Maybe a beauty brand does a spring renewal event in March. Taps into that feeling, before the big summer sales.
Smart. Creating your own buzz. What about frequency? How often should we run sales? Don't want to wear people out.
Yeah, avoiding discount fatigue is so important. Run sales back to back and they lose their impact. People just get numb to it.
So space them out.
Yeah, give them the breathing room. Your major promotions, maybe at least 2-3 weeks apart, keep them feeling like special events, creates an anticipation.
Okay.
And vary the types of discounts too. Don't just do 20% off every single time. Mix it up. Percentage off, dollar amount off, free gift with purchase, free shipping deals. Keep it fresh. Test what resonates.
Okay, variety and spacing. It sounds like we really need a plan, like a calendar.
Absolutely. You need a comprehensive discount calendar. Map out your major and minor promos for the whole year.
Get that bird's eye view.
Yeah, see where things cluster, identify slow spots you might want to boost,
Yeah.
and crucially, integrate this with inventory planning.
Making sure you actually have the stock for the sales spike.
Yes, and avoiding being stuck with tons of seasonal stuff after the promo ends. Coordinate with marketing too. Build hype before the sale drops. Emails, social, ads. A multi-touch approach.
Not just flipping the switch on the day.
No way. And remember the lead time. You need time for design assets, technical setup in Shopify, getting marketing channels ready, briefing your fulfillment team. It takes planning. Growth Suite can actually help here too, letting you schedule campaigns in advance and link them up with your marketing flows.
Good planning is key. Okay, so the discount is planned, timed well, margins are considered. Now, how do we tell people about it clearly? Next mistake. Unclear discount messaging and terms.
Ugh, yes, this is a big source of frustration for customers.
I know, I've been there. See a great deal, get to checkout, and suddenly doesn't apply because of some hidden rule.
Exactly, and that frustration, it kills conversions, leads to support tickets, bad reviews, abandoned carts. Clear communication isn't just nice to have, it's essential.
So what are the absolute must-haves for clear discount communication?
Be explicit. What's the discount? Amount or percentage? Avoid vague stuff like up to 50% off if most things are only 10% off. Be specific.
Okay, honesty.
And eligibility rules.
Minimum spend.
Excluded products or collections. Put that info up front before checkout. Don't hide it.
No nasty surprises at the end.
None. Same with expiration dates and limits. Sale ends Sunday at midnight PT. Crystal clear. Not just limited time offer. If it's quantity limited, maybe even show how many are left. Creates real urgency.
Good idea.
And simple redemption instructions. Is it automatic? Do they need a code? If it's tiered, explain exactly how to hit each level. Clarity, clarity, clarity.
What are the common ways people mess this up? The pitfalls.
Ambiguous terms are a big one, like
Yeah.
buy one, get one 50% off. Is that 50% off the second item or 50% off the total? Spell it out.
Right.
Hidden restrictions are another killer. Excluding bestsellers or new stuff without saying so up front. Customers hate that. And inconsistent messaging. Your email says one thing, the website banner another, creates confusion, kills trust.
Got to be consistent everywhere. So how do we make the whole discount experience smooth for the user?
Think about redemption. Manual codes can work, but automatic discounts usually means fewer abandoned carts. People like easy. On the cart page, show everything clearly. Original price, discount amount, final price. If it's a threshold deal, show their progress. You're $15 away from saving an extra 5%. That works?
Gamification almost.
Kind of. And make sure the discount stays visible all the way through checkout. Nothing worse than it vanishing. Test it on different devices too.
Good point. Mobile checkout glitches are the worst.
And on the product pages themselves. Show the original price, the sale price, highlight the savings, use sale badges. Maybe even calculate the savings in real time for their cart. You're saving $45.75. That feels good. Growth Suite actually offers options to customize how discounts display, aiming for that clarity and conversion boost.
All right, clarity is covered. Now let's talk about getting out of a rut. Mistake number 5. Lack of discount structure experimentation. Just doing the same thing over and over.
Yeah, it's so common. Stores find one thing that kind of works, usually percentage off, and they just stick with it forever.
But different people respond to different things, right?
Exactly. That one-size-fits-all approach. It leaves money on the table. The really successful stores, they're constantly testing new structures, measuring what happens, and tweaking their strategy based on data.
So let's brainstorm. What are some different structures we can try? beyond just that basic percentage off.
A percentage off still has its place, especially for higher price items where the saving looks big. But for cheaper items,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes a fixed amount, like $15 off, feels more substantial than, say, 15% off a $50 item, even if it's mathematically close.
Interesting psychological difference.
Definitely. Then there's BOGO, buy one, get one. Great for boosting average order value, AOV. And you keep the perceived value of the individual item high. Or variations like buy one, get one, 50% off BOGO 50 preserves margins better.
Okay.
Tiered spending thresholds, like we mentioned, that motivation to hit the next level is powerful. $50 for 10% off, $100 for 15%, $150 for 20% off. Just make the levels feel achievable.
Right, not impossible targets.
Free shipping thresholds. Always a winner. Everyone hates paying for shipping. Test different threshold amounts. Find the sweet spot that lifts your AOV without costing you too much.
A classic for a reason.
And finally, think about audience-specific strategies. Tailor the offers. A welcome discount for first-timers. Exclusive deals for your loyalty members. Cart abandonment recovery offers. Different segments need different incentives. Growth Suite actually makes targeting these different structures to specific audiences pretty straightforward.
So many options. It really sounds like we need to stop guessing and start testing.
Yeah.
How do we actually run good A/B tests for these discount structures?
Key thing is isolating variables. Test one thing at a time. Don't change the discount and the free shipping threshold in the same test. Compare, say, 15% off versus free shipping over $6. Keep everything else the same.
Got it. One change per test.
And define your success metrics clearly before you start. Don't just look at conversion rate. What about AOV? Profit per order? New customer acquisition cost? Repeat purchase rate? Get the full picture.
Okay, look deeper than just sales volume.
Yeah. And you need enough data. Statistical significance. For most stores, that means aiming for maybe 100, 200 conversions per variation. Don't call it too early based on just a few sales.
Patience is key.
Definitely. When you analyze, segment the data. Did mobile users react differently than desktop? New versus returning customers? Different traffic sources? The details matter.
Uncover those nuances.
If it's a new customer offer, really look at the acquisition cost. And always try to think long term. Do customers from offer A have a better lifetime value than customers from offer B? That's the ultimate guide.
Super valuable advice on testing. Okay, last mistake, and this one sounds serious. Failing to comply with pricing regulations.
Yeah, this isn't just about optimizing sales. This is about staying out of legal trouble. And it's an area where regulations have gotten tighter, enforcement is up, and penalties can be significant.
Yikes. So what are the main compliance rules Shopify owners absolutely need to know?
The core principle really is reference price accuracy. That was price. The original price you compare your sale price to, it has to be legit.
Meaning you actually sold it at that price.
Yes, for a reasonable period of time before the sale started. You can't just invent a high original price to make the discount look bigger. That's a big no-no everywhere.
Okay, what else?
If you sell into the EU, you have to know about the Omnibus Directive. Since 2022, if you show a price reduction, the reference price must be the lowest price that product was offered at in the previous 30 days. It's strict.
Wow, okay, that changes things.
It does. And different countries have their own rules too. The US has FTC guidelines on deceptive pricing. Canada has the Competition Bureau. Australia has the ACCC. They all target misleading price comparisons.
So if you sell internationally, you need to be aware of potentially different rules.
Absolutely. Common mistakes are things like that artificial price inflation right before a sale, misrepresenting a regular price that was never real, or not clearly disclosing all the terms and conditions like exclusions buried in tiny print.
This sounds like it could get complicated fast. What practical steps can stores take to stay compliant?
Good documentation is crucial. Use Shopify's price history features, or maybe look at third-party apps that track pricing over time. You need an audit trail.
Proof of your previous prices.
Exactly. Have an internal process. Before you launch a sale, validate those reference prices. Check your own data. Does this was price hold up?
Be proactive.
Yes. Keep clear, centralized records of all your discount terms and conditions. Review them regularly. If you're selling internationally, you might need region-specific strategies.
Like showing different was prices depending on where the customer is.
Potentially, yes. Geo-targeted messaging, localized terms and conditions. For major markets, maybe even get a quick check from legal counsel familiar with that region's rules. It sounds like a hassle, but compliance builds trust.
That's a great point. Transparency is key.
Being upfront and honest about pricing isn't just about avoiding fines. It's good business. It builds long-term customer relationships. It can even be a competitive advantage if your competitors are playing fast and loose.
This has been incredibly thorough. We've covered so much ground on common discounting pitfalls. As we wrap up, what are the absolute key principles people should walk away with for strategic discounting on Shopify?
I think the biggest takeaway is that the strategy matters more than the discount itself. You have to adopt a profit-first mindset for every single promotion.
Know your margins before you start.
Yes, thorough margin analysis beforehand, clear profitability goals, and integrate your discounts with your bigger business goals. Is it about clearing inventory, acquiring new customers, positioning your brand? Let the goal drive the discount strategy.
Not just discounting for the sake of discounting.
Never. And always, always do that post-campaign profit analysis. Learn, refine, repeat. That's how you get smarter over time.
Okay, so if someone listening wants to start applying this right now in their store, what are the first couple of steps they should take?
First, take an honest look at your current discounts. Audit them against the mistakes we talked about. Are you making any of them?
Okay, self-assessment.
Second, implement some kind of profit tracking that shows you the real margin impact of your sales. And third, start building out a strategic discount calendar for the next, say, 6 months. Plan ahead, space things out, align with your goals.
Then longer term.
Long term, it's about building that testing framework. Constantly experiment with different structures, messages, audiences. Develop specific approaches for different customer segments based on data. And just keep evaluating performance. The market changes, customers change. You got to keep adapting.
It's about the right discount for the right customer at the right time for profitable growth.
You got it. That's strategic discounting.
Absolutely. And for Shopify store owners looking for a really powerful way to implement these kinds of strategic, profit-focused discount campaigns, I definitely recommend taking a look at Growth Suite again.
Yeah, it's built for this.
It's designed specifically to help you create those intelligent, data-driven discounts that boost your sales without killing your margins. Its AI platform looks at customer behavior to help deliver personalized offers at the right moment, maximizing conversion while protecting your brand.
That personalization aspect is key.
It really is. And Growth Suite has some great features, like those AI-driven recommendations for campaigns based on what your visitors are actually doing. Plus, it can create urgency effectively with unique, time-limited codes that just auto-apply in the cart, makes it super smooth for the customer.
Nice and easy.
Definitely worth checking out. You can find Growth Suite in the Shopify App Store, learn more, and start a free trial to see how strategic discounting can really move the needle for your store.
Well, thanks for diving deep with us today into this sometimes tricky world of Shopify discounts. We really hope you can take some of these insights and apply them in your own store. Move beyond just cutting prices.
Yeah, think strategically. And here's a final thought to chew on as you go. What's one small change you could make to your discounting strategy, maybe informed by your margins, maybe by customer behavior, that could unlock some significant profit potential for you in the next quarter? This episode of Shop Strategy was powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you run smarter discount campaigns on your store. You can test it for free on your Shopify store. Just search Growth Suite in the Shopify App Store. Until next time, keep strategizing for success.